Hello, stylists and girlies invested in drama. As many of you are aware, there's a boycott or girlcott happening for Infinity Nikki. Um, and I'm going to refer to you as girlies because many languages use masculine terms to refer to a crowd. Not that I'm saying that guys can't play. It's just that to me personally, girlies and guys are interchangeable. Um, I'm just going to make something clear. First off, I'm not going to um, do a deep dive into this drama because I think you would know until now already all the bad things Infold has done. And there are a lot of creators who have made videos about it already, and they're pretty detailed and good. So I'm going to have to ask you to check out their channels instead. I'm going to give them also credits because most of the things I know is from other creators. Because I don't have Twitter, honestly. Um, but anyway, if you don't know about the situation, I'm going to recap it a bit, but I'm not going to go into detail. Um, so basically, Infold kind of made it very clear that they are very greedy now. Also, if my um audio quality is bad, I'm sorry. I don't have proper equipment at all, so I'm just recording with my Hello Kitty earbuds. So I'm gonna apologize if the quality is really bad. Um anyway, Infold increased their pity. They made their outfits, their new outfits, or I guess it's not really new anymore because 1.5 has been out for about a month now. Um, and they kind of kept the pity for a 5-star item as 20 polls. Like every 20 polls, you get a 5-star items. But if they increase the items in an outfit, it's going to increase the pity. And before it became 220 hard pity for a full outfit set, it was 200, and a lot of people weren't happy with it, but it was in the oh, okay, it's fine area. But now that it's been increased to 220, people are obviously very disappointed and dissatisfied with that. Mira Crown was changed at first to last the whole update season. I'm not really sure how to call it. English is not my first language. Um, and they've now changed it so that it updates to the 1st and 16th of every month. But it used to be every 2 weeks. So there's gonna be less Mira Crown refreshes in a year than there used to be, which Mira Crown was a great way to get free to play polls slash diamonds. Um, so doing that just reduced the ways you could find polls in a free to play way. So they made it way harder for free to play players. Um, the die system that was very in high demand for. I'm sorry, my phrasing is so bad. I did write some notes, but I didn't write like a full text so that when I'm speaking it's more natural. But the die system is basically locked behind evolutions. Um, well, not really. There are free palettes, but the free palettes you get are very muted colors and colors barely anyone would use. And also, you need to spend a currency to unlock the palettes. Um, Now I'm familiar with having a currency for palettes. I played Life Makeover too, so that's normal in a way, I guess, but it's just that Life Makeover doesn't have open world like Infinity Nikki. So for Infinity Nikki, it would have been better if the materials for the dyeing palettes were materials you would collect in the open world. Um, and a lot of the palettes are locked behind evolutions. Um, so, for example, pink is or black, because pink and black I think are colors that are like really popular. They're locked behind evolutions, and that's not very free to play friendly. And okay, the next point. Um, I'm going to refer to it as a scam because it's about those fake sales or fake reductions, and it's kind of illegal in some countries. So I don't know what Infold was thinking, but I think they have been doing this for a little bit longer, but it just became a problem now because the bathtub was kind of um, released, and we don't even have a housing system yet. So it was just a little bit unnecessary because why do we have a bathtub but we don't have a house yet? Um, and most importantly, the story retcon. And I've seen some people trying to, um, I'm not, they're not really defending Infold, but they were putting down people who were girlcotting um, this game because they called the girlcotters Giovanni Sims. Now, I do know that a lot of the girlies are simping for Giovanni, and we find it really sad that now his story got changed and he became like an irredeemable villain, I think. I'm not too sure, but it's not just about Giovanni, and because the retcon trivializes everything we do in the game, it doesn't matter anymore. If good Nikis have tried to save the world, save Mirrorland, and failed to do so, why should we even try if we already failed allegedly multiple times and the world is going to end anyway? Um, we're just going to reset anyway, so why try to make it better? Um, but I I think that there are people who have talked about it more detailed, and I think there was a video, the story retcon of from a lore player's perspective or something like that. I'm going to try and link it in the description. You could check that out. They explained everything about the retcon um in like a lore perspective so well. Like a huge thanks to them, honestly, because they have noticed things that I didn't really notice. Um, but yes. Oh, also, in case you didn't know, um, Infold banned the word boycott because it just because a lot of players started boycotting Infinity Nikki, and then they went to girlcott, which is kind of creative, not gonna lie. But to be honest, it's not that creative. Maybe I'm just way too excited about the new term girlcott. I'm not sure if you heard that, but I have cats and they're kind of meowing in the background. Sorry about that. Um, Anyway, they also banned the word girlcott, which which is not a very good look on them, honestly, because so far until 1.5 they have been very transparent and listening to what the player base wanted, but after 1.5 all that just disappeared. Um Anyway, they eventually apologized. I'm going to ignore the first apology because it didn't really address a lot of the issues there, and I think that apology was before the release, right? Anyway, the second apology was undermined in the ads for the new sets, um, which to me it just looks like they don't want us to see that they apologized. So I guess if they're trying to hide their apology, fine. I'm going to see it as we didn't get an apology because they hide it. Um, so basically, in my opinion, they didn't apologize at all. Um, but here's something that is kind of important. The apology came from the devs, the developers, and they don't make big decisions, the executives do. Um, in fact, I think the devs were working hard to fix the game because it came out with game breaking bugs, and apparently the update 1.5 was rushed because there was like a Chinese holiday coming up like after the release date. So they kind of wanted to get it over with so they could spend time with their families. Which, if that's true, and I think it's true though, the poor devs who stayed to fix the bugs in the game, they definitely deserve um, kind of compensation for all their hard work because they worked during a holiday. I really hope they got some family time after that. Also, I kind of saw that the panda makeup, it really looks like tired eyes or dead eyes. Um, what if that's a cry for help from the designers, from the people who design all the sets and the outfits? because they are suffering from the executives' pure choices, because they kind of worked really hard on the designs, like the devs, to make this game work, and then the executives just decide to be greedy so that no one can really enjoy the game and enjoy the hard work that was put in from the actual workers. Um, okay, but I think that's just about it. Again, I know it's not really detailed. She says that as she hits the 16-minute mark. Um, okay, but again, I think there are more detailed videos about it, so if anything's missing, I already said I'm not going to dive into all the details. So, as to why I wanna continue this game despite all this happening, I started playing at around the end of 1.4, so basically only about a month. I'm playing. Wait, that wasn't a proper sentence. Sorry. I'm I've been playing for just about a month. Because before that I didn't have a compatible device. Um and okay, before you say anything, um you're gonna sound like Infold if you say that I should have used a different device, because I literally didn't have any other device. My phone, okay, my phone doesn't really have enough space anyway, but my phone isn't even compatible with the game. I can like show you a screenshot. Um okay, here is a mistake that I made in 1.5, and I spent money. But that was before I knew about the girlcott. I Another mistake. Um, I avoided criticism towards the game until I played for a couple weeks, not really a month, but just a few weeks. I think two, maybe. Um, because I just started the game, I didn't want negativity to um ruin my game experiences, because I mean the OG players, or players who have joined way earlier than me, they got to enjoy Infinity Nikki without this whole corporate greed drama. Um, Also, I spent because I wanted both outfits, and I pulled for some evolves. For the mermaid outfit, I got the second evolution. Um, and like I had to pull 193 times until I finished the set, which I got the evolution before I even finished the set, which is crazy. But it's still pretty lucky considering the hard pity is like 220. And I pulled for the third evolution for the Phoenix outfit. Um, I did get a bit luckier, quote unquote, on a Phoenix outfit, except, wait, I got a double 5-star, okay? And the 5 stars were like back to back, so there were like 3 stars, 3 stars, 3 stars, and then 5-star, and then another 5-star item, like directly back to back. But that was, I already finished the set by then, so I guess it's not really lucky. I'm not pulling for the last evolution. I'm going to save my pulls for now. Oh, in case you're wondering, I do still have all my gems and none of them are missing, luckily. And um yes, I will refrain from further spending from now on until Infold um rebuilds the trust from like the player base, and um that's going to take a long time, I know, and until they fix their game. Um, Luckily, 1.6, um, it's it's just basically going to be a rerun from like 1.0 banners. So I think a lot of the players, especially no players who played since the beginning, they're not going to pull for the items. At least a lot of them won't, I think. Or they just want to finish like a set if they didn't get to finish it. Um, I personally only want the wings from the Blooming Dream set. Once I get the wings, whether it be like the first 5 star or even on the fifth 5 star item, I will stop pulling and save my gems again. I'm not really sure anymore when the release is, but I think it's around the start of my oral exams. So basically, I'm going to wait like about a week before I start pulling. So it's kind of like a reward that I can pull. Um, well, yeah, so basically, I'm not going to pull right away. I'm not really sure if they kind of look into it, but I mean, it's in the system if you pulled or not. So maybe if they do a revenue for how many people have pulled already, like in the first couple of days, they're going to see that I didn't pull. And I know it's not a lot. Like I'm just one person, and there are so many Nikki players. Wait, Infinity Nikki players. Um, but I think it's about a mindset. Maybe if more people do it, it would make a difference. But I think it's honestly up to the person themselves. So yeah. Um. Also, I have had Shining Nikki before on my previous iPad. Oh, also, I'm playing on an iPad Pro, and I've been really lucky with the bugs. Nothing game changing. They were annoying, but I could still play the game, and a lot of people can't, so I'm really lucky and I'm really grateful for that. Um, But anyway, I used to have Shining Nikki at some point, but I deleted it because I wasn't really playing it because I was playing Life Makeover. Um oh, also another thing. Apparently Life Makeover kind of did something that um Shining Nikki had to catch up to. So basically Life Makeover is kind of like a competitor to Shining Nikki, which I can definitely see. The games are similar. I personally really like Life Makeover because you can customize like your character, like facial features, and I think they also have more variety in skin tones if that's what you're curious about. Um, but I think the pity system in Life Makeover is worse than Infinity Nikki? I'm not really sure. I didn't really look much into Life Makeover, to be honest. Which is actually why in the beginning, when I saw that the pity was like 220 polls, I was I was not too upset about it. But honestly, in Infinity Nikki, I rarely have wanted a full set before, except for the Sanrio collab, which I didn't get a full set of like the Kuromi 5-star outfit, but I did get like a lot of it. Um so anyway, if there are going to be any competitors to Infinity Nikki, which there aren't right now, there isn't another open world dress up game, as far as I know, at least not like Infinity Nikki. I do kind of remember having played something a bit similar to open world, but it wasn't really open world. So, but if Infinity Nikki gets a competitor, then they're going to have to accommodate to the players a lot more than they are doing right now, because I think they are this greedy and they are exploiting us because there is no other game like Infinity Nikki. They're greedy. So what you gonna do? Play another open world dress up game? Well, you can quit, but there are a lot of people who don't want to quit, including me, myself. Um, Especially because I haven't been playing for so long yet. But I think players who have played from the start, they also have a good reason not to quit, because they have been playing for so long already. Why should they give up now? Right? And also for players who have joined a bit later than launch, but um not as late as I did, they also kind of played this game for a while now. Um, so, in my opinion, if you like the game, then play it. Log in, do what you want to do what you need to do. Um, and if you don't like it, then don't play. Girlcott the game. Um, but don't force anyone to also girlcott the game, and don't force anyone to play the game or call them mean things just because they want to boycott the game. Don't try to defend Info. They have become very greedy. You can also see that in Love and Deep Space, um, which I'm not going to talk about. I do play the game, but I I'm not really it's not really like something I play for a long time. I just usually log in to dailies during the time where you get those extra energy rewards, and that's it. Um so basically, what I want to say is no one should be forced into what they don't want. So if they want to play, they should be able to play. If they don't want to play and want to boycott or girlcott it, they should be allowed to girlcott it. Um, Infold has become very greedy now, and I don't think we need toxicity between the player base. Um, Especially because it's us against Infold, so I don't think we should be so hostile towards each other, because in the end, girl cutters also want, in most cases, a better future for Infinity Nikki. They are girl cutting because they want Infold to see that they're in the wrong and Infold has to change and they might come back. A lot of girl cutters don't plan on returning. And that's fine too. But in the end, I think the girl cut is so that the game improves. So there's no loss on the player base side if people girl cut, because it's not going to change your gameplay if other people don't play. It's just going to show Infold that people are dissatisfied. And the reason why I believe that girl cutters want the best for Infinity Nikki or want Infinity Nikki to improve is because in the end they girl cut because they have played the game before, or at least wanted to play the game but aren't going to play the game now because of the situation. So they are possible players. So basically they like the game in a way. So I don't think that people who try to defend Infold should be hating on the girl cutters. Okay, I think I'm just yapping right now and I'm repeating myself a lot. So if you don't want to listen to this anymore, you can click off. But I think I'm also going to end this yap soon. Yes. Oh, also, I saw a video about a whale's perspective on this whole thing, which I'm also going to link down. I need to write this down so that I don't forget. And she also views it the same. Is it she? I don't want to misgender, but I do believe it's she. So, basically, she will continue to wail, but will express dissatisfaction through other ways, which I think is fine too, because if you're a completionist, because in the end whales do that to complete things, then I feel like it's a bit unfair that you have to compromise the way you play a game just because there's a girl cut or a boycott going on. And I mean, yes, in a way, you would be funding Infold if you spend, but then again, the issue doesn't lie within one person. There are a lot of players who spend a bit less, and I think there are many people who, if they spend a bit less. But I mean, let's say I forgot the name of the battle pass for Infinity Nikki, but if let's say 100 people buy the better version, I think there's like two versions of the battle pass, and basically one for like about $10 and one for $20, like roughly. So if like 100 players buy the battle pass for like $20, they still gave involved like $2,000, not as like a single person, not as an individual, but as a collective. So whales are maybe like a big problem, but I wouldn't say that they're like the biggest issue, because I don't think there are that many people who can afford to whale that much. So I think the issue lies more within smaller or medium spenders who kind of, because there are a lot more of them, the money accumulates. I'm going to link the videos I mentioned below. Um, Thank you for listening if you've stayed until the end. Um, Again, I'm so sorry for the bad audio quality. I really don't have the right equipment. Maybe I will get a better microphone, or what does better mean? I don't even have a microphone on its own. I'm using Hello Kitty earbuds to record right now. But yes, eventually I might buy a microphone if I get enough money for it. I am saving for a trip to Vietnam for summer, and I just got my iPad this year because, as I said, I got my iPad and then I started playing Infinity Nikki. So basically, it might take until next year that I will be able to buy a microphone. Until then, just bear with me and my Hello Kitty earbud microphone. I'm not sure in which direction I want to go with this channel. I think I'm going to yap a lot here because it's just what I like to do. I kind of annoy my friends with my yapping. So I'll definitely be yapping, but the issue is I'm not sure which topics to yap about, what people would be interested in. I had like an idea of the life of a Vietnamese girl in Germany, but I think that's a bit too personal. But I think I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind for when I kind of established like a solid amount of viewers, and then I will put out a yap about I guess my life, because I honestly don't think people are interested in my life. So yes, so if there's like anyone who's interested, just tell me in the comments. But I think I'm still going to wait a bit and then see what else I can yap about. Until then, goodbye and maybe see you in the next video, which will hopefully be a bit shorter than this. I'll look into what I can talk about and have fun playing Infinity Nikki if you want to play, or enjoy the girlcott. Um, Thank you for girl cutting Infinity Nikki and helping the player base out. Um, because I can't completely girl cut it, but I will girl cut in a way of expressing my dissatisfaction and not spending money. So until then, I guess this is goodbye for now.